All right, I'm on Namhae Cliffs, hole 9, par 5. All right, this is going to be in one of the upcoming tournaments in the cliff top links. Now there are several. This is a tough hole when you get up into expert, because you really have to get up in here as far as you can up this chute in order to be able to get on. Now, one-on-one play, this is it can be extremely hard, because if you get headwind here and you're not all the way up in the front, it's very difficult, very difficult. This is actually the scene of the crime. This was in the Creepy Cliffs tournament the very first time it came out, and I missed about a 2-inch putt. I pulled back and the hole started glowing, and I released thinking that it would go in the cup, and it only went about halfway because the line wasn't actually in the cup. You couldn't see it, you were so close. Now traditionally this is the way to go. I have seen a few people make the bounce over where they're going straight and they're trying to bounce over to here. That is possible, but it's a very tricky shot. Let's see if I can get this done with my number 2 bag. I'd rather use a more accurate club, something that gives me a little better ball guide. Okay, 1-4, that's about a ring and a half. I'm gonna put a little bit of curl just to bring it to the left. Hitting it perfect. It looked like the ball guide tail was drifting pretty hard to the right, so I was just trying to compensate for that late run. Now, I'm not sure. I think I should be able to get over from where I'm at. Now, obviously, the farther up you get, the better. We've got a very small headwind here, but if you were playing in expert, or if you're playing in one of the upper divisions from the back where you're getting the higher winds, it can be very difficult. I have tried on numerous occasions. I've come here and blown I don't know how many shots trying to get down this hill. I was playing against my own account, and I was just taking that shot over and over again and seeing if I could get up on that cliff and roll down. There is an out of bounds up there, and you can to some degree use that cliff, but you've got to engage it a little bit lower. You can't go all the way to the top. So if you can't get over, that's a safe play right there, is to do the layup. And there is no way. No way even there. The goal here is just lay up out in front. Do just what our opponent did. Now the trick there is that, once again, whenever you're playing these holes in one-on-one versus when you're playing in a tournament, the difference for me right there would have been I would have brought a bigger ball. I would have brought a 3-power ball, knowing that that second shot, you need all the distance that you can possibly get in order to get over. Now you can start up here and do a max overpower shot, so you give yourself tons of room down here and engage backspin and side spin and curl to try and get it to roll down the hill, and you can do that. But if you get caught up there at the top, there is an out of bounds up there. And I have found that this hole is very hard to get it to go in from a distance. It plays very tricky. I'm sure that there's a wind adjustment here. I'll have to go back and look at my notes, so the next time we see this in a tournament, which is going to be soon because we've got the cliff top links. Trying to get it to go towards the hole. Hornet 3.5. It's a little over. It plays 1.1 per ring, so a little over 3 rings. Hit it great to the left. On this particular hole, if you're going to hit it great one way or the other, great to the left is better. It could still roll, it could still drift down into the hole. If you hit it great to the right on a shot like that, you're going to end up on the inside no matter what. Looking at birdie birdie. All right. What I should have did was pulled out a Titan just to demo that shot. What was I thinking? Yeah, what happened was I was here, and as soon as the hole started to glow, I released. But see, the ball guide's not quite all the way in. So what this has taught me is to pull that ball guide all the way through so I can see it coming out the other side. Because that was an absolutely sick feeling. I was like, what in the heck just happened to me? Did somebody just punk me? I can guarantee it's the shortest putt I've ever missed in real life and in Golf Clash. All right, we got a bonus par 3. This is the island hole. There's definitely a 10% wind adjustment here. When you're playing this in upper, if you're playing this from the second or the third tee, boy, let me tell you, this is a tough hole, especially if you get headwind in one-on-one. I've been on this hole where the wind was so tricky, and it was like a 14-mile-an-hour headwind. I laid up out here, trying to get as close to the edge as I could, and dared my opponent to beat me. And they went for it and tried to get through the wind and ended up off the back of the green and ended up winning. But it is like, you know, when you go first on this hole, if you mess up, you could be in the drink, and I would rather put the pressure on you. Now, this cup used to be flat. This is like a lot of these older par 3s. It used to be flat right here, and you'd roll up to the hole, and now the cups are on a little mound, and so it's a little bit harder to get the ball to go in the hole. This was always a tough par 3, but it's even tougher now. Hey. So it's 1.5, so it's about, let's say 1.7. That's with a 10% pool. Getting it perfect. Get in the hole, ball, get in the hole. Nice and easy. It's hard to get it to actually stay up on that mound. It tends to want to roll off of it. All right. There was 2 of the, I'm going to pronounce it wrong every time I do it, Namhae Cliffs golf course. Thanks for watching.